So in case you didn't know, work, of course, can be a very stressful place and even affect attendance. Research by Mental Health America shows that workplace stress causes more than just a third of American employees regularly miss 3 to 5 days. They do so each and every month.
But don't stress, because our guest today is here with tips just in time for National Stress Awareness Month. She is executive career coach Elizabeth Pearson. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Guys, thanks so much for having me. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. I know you look very festive. I love it. I'm always curious, and actually you guys are matching too. I'm always curious how someone's path starts. So we're going to hear some tips from you on stress and how to handle it. But what was the impetus for you to get involved?
Well, like many people, I was doing a job where I felt like I was under stress all day long. And, you know, at some point in your life, you might have a catalyst that makes you stop to reflect. Mine were my two children, my little daughter Delilah and my other little daughter Vivian. And I said, what is this all for, right? Maybe it's a midlife thing, but at one point I said, I can't keep doing this level of work with this level of stress for something that I'm not really passionate about. So I became a coach.
Amen to that.
So you're lucky because it was your children who affected you. We unfortunately have coworkers and they affect us.
Who are you talking about, Mark? Who are you talking about?
So you're saying that can also lead to some stressful things. Explain.
Yeah. So a lot of times when we're at work, we might feel the demands or some sort of increased pressure on a specific project or just in general if it's a busy time of year. So one of my first tips is to connect with your coworkers. A lot of times your coworkers have been in the same position you're in right now. So they can offer some advice or they can just remind you that it's not really that big of a deal. They've been there before. You can get through it. But there is one caveat to this. You can't go to your coworkers to complain. That is the one thing you can't do because it will actually intensify your feelings of stress and it'll put you in a negative headspace.
That's a really good tip. You also have tips to deal with relationships.
Yeah. So relationship stress, everybody's felt that, right? Romantic or non. I think that
I would say the stress actually comes from the other side. Like, when are you going to propose? And when are you going to meet my parents? And all those things. But then again, I don't want to offend anyone. Of course, it could happen to either gender.
I think when you're just really authentic with the other person, whatever thing in the relationship is making you feel a little anxious or stressed out, if you really have a really candid conversation with them and say, this is what I'm thinking and it's starting to give me anxiety, and you just are really honest with the other person, you can diffuse the stress pretty quickly.
You also said remind yourself all is well. That reminds me of almost like trying to change your physiology or how you feel versus by how you think.
You got to get into a really zen place, right? So for you, it's probably when you're up in the air. For you, maybe it's when you're working out. But if you can kind of transport yourself to a day from now, a week, a year from now, and think, is this something I'm really going to care about? Is this really worth my energy and my mental anguish to be stressed out over this thing? A lot of times when we put ourselves in the future tense, we can remind ourselves that in this moment, I have air in my lungs, all is well, this is not a big deal.
Yes.
But this woman came prepared. You did your homework because you knew that she's a flyer. You know that I exercise. That's a good thing. Does that help in any sense to prepare?
100%. When you can really take all of the things that are swirling around in your head as to-dos and physically write them out on paper and then prioritize. What's the big deal that I get done quickly? Is it something for work? Is it the Target run that I think I need to get there? You know, outsource that. Have Instacart do that stuff. Take the stuff off your to-do list that you can delegate to other people. But the thing is that once you actually get your thoughts down on paper, your brain actually can breathe a little bit, right? It creates some space, which can help release some of that stress.
We always get those tips on social media. When someone does something to you, it always helps. Just wait 10 seconds. Just breathe, let it happen, and you may not make a mistake that you do. Because you make the worst mistakes when you're stressed out.
Absolutely. Instead of being reactionary, you want to be proactive.
So smart. And journaling has been very helpful for me as well. And then I wanted to ask you too about this, something that you said about how stress can come from when you judge others. Can you talk about that? Because I think that's something a lot of people can relate to.
No, we never do that.
Never.
A lot of times we can feel like we're in a competition with others, and really at the core of competition is judgment. So when we start judging others, this is really a bit of a projection, right? It might be something that we're internalizing, we're judging ourselves about, and then it comes out as competition or judgment towards others. But just keep in mind that whenever you're in sort of a negative headspace or partaking gossip, it's actually been proven that when you say something negative about somebody else, the person that you're talking to associates that trait with you.
Oh,
So if you're
yes.
complaining about somebody, just think, I'm actually saying this about myself in that person's eyes. And a lot of times that will stop you in your tracks.
You know we're in Hollywood, though.
Good
There's a
advice.
lot of good gossip here. So it's easier said than done. It's easier said than done.
I totally agree,
Yeah,
yes.
but great tips, though. Thank you. so
One
much.
more thing I just want to ask really quick. Instacart, for those who don't know, what is it?
Dude, Instacart is life-changing. And I feel like I was one of the last people to the party. I just figured it out a couple of weeks ago. All my mom friends were like, do this. They will shop for you.
He's writing it down.
They will go to Costco, they will go to Target, they will go to Whole Foods for you, Amazon Prime as well. But these are little things that are on our to-do list, all these swirling things that tend to build up and create a bigger issue of stress for us. Start delegating that.
Delegate,
Outsource
delegate,
it.
delegate.
And
Yes.
it's super economical. It's like $5 to have them do your Costco run. It's so worth it.
That's amazing.
Check it out. Yeah.
Okay, and they also have virtual assistants, I hear, which are very helpful. Thank
do.
you. You're amazing. Really appreciate it.
Thanks,
so
we
much.
appreciate it.
Look at the screen right now for more information on Elizabeth. You can follow her on social media or visit elizabethpearson.com. That's Pear.
We have to commend her outfit, too.
S-O-N.
She dressed so appropriately on this season.
She did, and you
look
love your
fantastic.
fashion, Mark.
You look
She
fantastic.
does.
We're vibrating.
Who are you wearing?
Yeah,
Who
we're no
are you
judging on
wearing?
this desk.
Oh, this is the Banana Republic.
Banana Republic, the best. All right, thank you. We'll be right back.